Hey everybody, Aaron here, and this is another anime review, number 87. And today's review is going to be of Is This a Zombie? Now, Is This a Zombie, has many monikers under the titles of different genres. If you look it up right now, and I actually just did this because I did not know one of the things about, I forgot one of the people's names, but I looked it up and I'm like, wow, I forgot how many genres they put associated with this. You have harem, you have romance, you have let me see, I wrote down romantic comedy, fantasy, magical girl. You have it all. And oh, by the way, guys, I've been saying that I've been writing stuff down. Don't think I'm doing anything different from my usual thing. I still do all my reviews, free verse. So that's why when I make mistakes, it happens. But what I do is I write down the names now because I want to make sure that I remember how to pronounce them and how to say them. This way, it gives you guys a better experience. You get to know who the main characters' names are, and a little bit more in terms of how many episodes exactly. Because I know my other reviews sometimes I was like I don't remember exactly how many episodes. I wanted to change that. Make it a little better, get a little better as I go along. That's why I want to do this for you guys. I want to get a little bit better as time goes by. But anyways, back to the review. Talk about all this other stuff, and it's not about the review. Um, so Is This a Zombie? Main story is that you have our main character. His name's always a pain in the butt for me to remember. Yumu Aikawa. I'm just gonna call him Aikawa because Aikawa is easy for me to say. Aikawa is actually not a human. It's actually a zombie. He died from the hands of a serial killer and was actually brought back by a necromancer named Alicia Hellscythe, which, by the way, I think of that. I don't know how many people probably thought of this, but do you guys think of like Death Scythe from Gundam, Wing Gundam? That's what I think of right away. I just immediately go right to that when I hear that because I'm like, oh, Death Scythe was in. Oh wait, no, it's not Death Scythe. It's supposed to be Hell Scythe. Oh, but I have a feeling that if I really were to look it up, that's probably where they get the name from. Maybe someone was a Gundam fan and want to do that. But anyways, Aikawa has now become a zombie. He's living his days as not a human, but he's trying to kind of adjust himself. Get used to the life of being a zombie, which I don't know how that would be personally, but sometimes I feel like a zombie, especially when I wake up in the morning. That's how it is especially when I have to go to college. Be like, oh god. But but Aikawa ends up meeting another girl named Haruna, who's actually a magical girl. Which, by the way, if I've never actually reviewed on this channel a magical girl series. I plan to review a few of them coming probably after January, not right now. But it's not particularly one of my favorite genres. I don't like it that much, but it's funny that our main character Aikawa ends up inadvertently getting her powers. I'm not gonna say how exactly. I don't want to do that because I think that's half the spoilers right there. But he gets her powers and now must become a magical girl warrior that's a guy. Yeah, unlike like stuff like Camphor and Is This a Twin Tail? The main character doesn't switch genders. He's still a dude, but he's wearing a magical girl outfit, which I think's hilarious. I always thought that was really funny. But over the course now, he has to actually fight other demons and kind of like zombie creatures in order to kind of keep her job alive, because now that he has her powers, and her powers are now fractionized because, he took some of them, they have to team up and fight together against other forces of evil. Now, it sounds ridiculous, and Is This a Zombie? I think just the title alone is ridiculous. But one thing I love about the show is that it knows it's ridiculous. It goes off going, hey, you know what? We know we're going to be crazy. We know we're going to do something that makes no sense. Let's just run with it. And, that's how a lot of the episodes go. They start getting other warriors. There are vampires and, half human, half breed type creatures. And that's the thing. It's a very weird show. But again, it knows it's weird. And it really does. And I was amazed by just how it takes its grasp of that. It makes a great show out of it. It really is a funny show. I loved some of the comedy in it. I love some of the humor that was thrown by the main characters. Aikawa, to me, is funny. I think he really takes the kind of main character genre and just runs with it. Not because he has to, but because not because he wants to, but because he has to now. And I think that's kind of funny. I actually like that. But yeah, the show really is not per se anything amazing per se. I love the show. I think it's really funny, but it's not gonna break my top 100 list of favorite anime or anything like that. It's just a good show to watch. When you're really kind of struggling to find something new to watch and you really haven't watched anything that's too wacky in the last several months. Even though nowadays with anime, I think that's kind of getting harder and harder to find stuff that's not wacky. I mean, the days of like Ghost in the Shell type shows and Paranoid Agent are, I don't know, I think to me are happening less and less. But Is This a Zombie is a good kind of just term just to relax. You don't want to. It's only 24 episodes. I roughly think. Let me look back to my notes. Yeah, it's only about 22 episodes, 24 if you count the OVAs. But it's not gonna break your time. You'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it highly when I watched it, and I think I rewatched this a few years ago. I rewatched it, and I digged it. I watched it originally when it first came out, and then I rewatched it in English when it came out in English dub. But yeah, it's not particularly anything great about it per se. Like even the ending, it just ends on one of those usual harem kind of concepts where, oh, here's another girl, she might be part of the mix now, and that's how it ends. Like that's the biggest problem with this show is how, I hate, guys, I hate doing this. I always do this. I always try to avoid doing this, but it was published by Studio Dean, who you guys, if you've watched Umineko or you've seen my reviews of Umineko, it's the only studio I'll ever really talk about. When they do anime, and I'm not trying to hate on the group. I'm not at all. But when they do a lot of anime series, I notice a trend of they don't finish a lot of their anime series. Like they'll come out 2 seasons maybe, or 1 season, but it'll always be this kind of cliffhanger or just flatline end. And if you don't understand, like the flatline end means like it doesn't do anything after that. It hits the end and nothing else after that. Now, is that a big deal? Well, I have issues with it, but again, This a Zombie is not really, I think, meant to be taken overly serious. Like you're not gonna get a really huge amount of story. There's the plot line for the characters is always going to be about the same. Why I consider it a harem, of course, and why I think everyone considers it a harem is just because there's more girls that get thrown into the mix. But particularly, I'm not going to say that this is a pure harem. Like if you hate harems, don't worry about this too much. It's not where it's going to be always constantly about that concept. It's going to run with it as a joke. Aikawa gets a lot of different girls with them as the show progresses, but it's not like, oh, this is just a pure harem. Again, it has all the little action sequences and all the comedy. So don't take it too much as the harem element. Put the harem element to, like, the back burner. I mean, it's there in the forefront, but it's not gonna be the main focal point of the story. But overall, if I had to review Is This Zombie A through F, I gave it a solid C. It's not anything really that amazing, but I think it's a lot of fun to watch. I think the animations could have been better, especially for a 2011 show, but one thing I will credit to the show, and that's why I kept it from a C-, is the sheer fact that the characters all look very good. They look very unique and different. I think it's ridiculous that the main character has to wear a magical schoolgirl outfit to actually fight against the forces of evil. I think that's funny. But yeah, it's just, again, it's a show that you watch, and then when you're done with it, you go, okay, I'm moving on to the next show. Anyways, guys, that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And as always, until I pass across again in the next review, have it going, everyone. Bye. By the way, I did stutter almost with that last part. I'm just going to play it off, though. Well, if you're watching this long, that means you know that I didn't play it off, so. Whoops. Anyways, bye.